Mossy Oak presents Scent Blocker Most Wanted is brought to you by Mossy Oak. It's not a passion, it's an obsession. Scent Blocker, the advantage of intelligence. Ford and your quality Ford dealers. Cuddyback, designed in the USA with quarter-second trigger speed. And Tree Spider, the new world of tree stand safety.
You know, one of the most amazing things about going to a place like Shane Quinn's in New Zealand is all the really great people you get to meet. Are you kidding me? I mean, what draws us to these far-off places is the hunting. And don't get me wrong, a chance to take something like one of these red stags is enough to draw many people to travel far and wide. But more often than not, the best memories of these trips come from the friendships that are made, the shared experiences with people you already know, and the folks you just met. You may remember from a few weeks ago, we made this trip to New Zealand to Shane Quinn's alpine hunting with some really good friends of ours. And some of them we've been hunting with for a long, long time. Joe Graham and his wife, Leslie, Joe's uncles, Hoyt and Slick, and the Ottingers, Matt and Danielle. Now, one thing we didn't expect was that Hoyt and Slick would entertain everybody at the lodge. Yep, the Graham Brothers Band, minus a couple of members. They brought some good old country western from the States for everybody to enjoy. But in the end, the reason we're all here is to hunt one of the world's great trophies in a land that's shrouded in mystery. The Maori, or the Maori as they call them down here, call these islands the land of the long white cloud, and I can see why. This stag came right in not long after we got set up in one of the high mountain blinds here at Alpine. He was a really good stag, and I had hopes he was going to come in closer, but he must have been looking for a place to bed down. Hey, you can always find lots of great stuff on our Facebook page, and you can follow us on Twitter at Most Wanted TV.
Scent Blocker Most Wanted is brought to you by Matthews, catch us if you can, and Rage, leading the evolution in lethal technology.
Welcome back, folks. Hey, we're back here in New Zealand hunting red stag at Shane Quinn's Alpine Hunting. One of the great things about coming here is that there's plenty of options for how you want to hunt. You can glass from high in the mountains to set up a stalk, or you can sit in one of the blinds. Either way, your chances at getting close to a shooter are pretty good here at Alpine.
Can you just see him sitting just in that little hollow scrub there? Can you see that quite neat kicker off his left?
Absolutely.
He's quite a tall rack, isn't he?
Yeah, heavy.
It's a really neat red stag. It's probably just about a drop time really, because it's off the main beam. It's evening, so the wonder we're going down. So we'll cut up round here and see if we can come up behind him and get above him. Or maybe just parallel with him, just for those bit of manuka and stuff there. That's a really nice, non-typical seeker. Seeker generally just got 8 points. He's got a couple of extras on him. He doesn't even know we're here. We'll cut round down the bottom of here and try and come up behind that stag. That stag's just over in this manuka patch over here. He's probably not quite sure what we are because he's looking for all those trees. How far is he?
The tops of those trees that are in front of him are 60.
He's just turning his head. He's not quite sure. I don't think he can smell us. I'm pretty sure he heard us. Oh, here he comes. He's walking out. Looks like we got busted.
It was worth trying. That was awesome. It's got a big old drop time. Well, not big, but maybe we might be able to catch him over this hill.
You can't win them all.
Or as Scotty would say, we'll go have a look over the hull.
We'll go and have a look over the hill, eh?
Scent Blocker Most Wanted has been brought to you by Mossy Oak. It's not a passion, it's an obsession. Scent Blocker Most Wanted is brought to you by the Whitetail Institute of North America. Deer nutrition is all we do. And S4 Gear, meeting the demands of nature and those who tame it.
You know, whether you know it or not, in just about every TV show you see Bob and I in, we're using the Lockdown X from S4 Gear. And there's good reason for that. When we go hunting, we are using our optics. And let's face it, hanging binoculars around your neck is good for easy access, but that's about it. You know, every time you move, they're swinging away from your body. They slip and slide around your neck, getting fouled up and everything else. And climbing a tree stand can be downright dangerous. But none of that is a problem with the Lockdown X from S4 Gear. It features a pliable cover and anti-bounce technology which safely secures your binoculars to your chest and prevents them from swinging or bouncing. And it keeps them safe too. The shock cord security straps fasten tightly to your optics for maximum security. And they allow you to draw your binoculars to your face without fighting tension. One of the other great things about the Lockdown X is once you get it on, you practically forget it's there. It's light, breathable, and comfortable, and more importantly, it's quiet. I like mine in black, but you can get them in other colors plus camo. The Lockdown X from S4 Gear is the most comfortable and affordable binocular harness on the market. After a couple days of spot and stalk hunting, we've had some great close encounters, but we still don't have a stag to show for it. So now Scotty suggests we set up the next day in a blind overlooking the secret weapon here at Alpine, a simple pine branch. Scotty had a cuddyback set up, and sure enough, there was at least one good stag that was hanging out in this area.
It's 6 o'clock, so we've got about maybe another half an hour or 40 minutes to wait. And I'll start moving out of the scrub.
They're just now starting to hear some roar down in the brush.
There's a few fallow deer over on the face. I saw one deer, I saw fallow deer down here too when we pulled up.
Man, that's as good a fallow deer as I think I've seen any place. Really wide paddles on him. Holy cow, that was a giant fallow buck. Unfortunately, on this trip, I wasn't hunting fallow, but my good friend Joseph Graham had already taken his stag. Him and his guide Trevor were headed out to try and find Joseph a nice fallow buck. You know, Alpine here is famous for giant world-class fallow deer, and there's lots of them, but that doesn't make it easy. I mean, there's lots of brush here that if they step off in it, I mean, you can't see them at all. They've got to come out into the meadows and the open grazing grounds. And you got to cover a lot of ground and look over a lot of different fallow bucks to find the one. But once Joseph and Trevor spotted him, it was on.
To drop down here right at that stag. Get up on his peak up there and see what's up there. Okay. Let's do it.
Good stalk. That's a good stalk.
Well, I tell you what, it's been an awesome experience hunting with Alpine Hunting, Shane Quinn. We were out this morning, shot a big stag. We decided we'd go see if we could find a fallow that was extremely unique, and we did that. I mean, this thing's got a point coming in here. He's got really long back points. An old deer, but it's been a blast.
Scent Blocker Most Wanted has been brought to you by IQ. Center the dot for the perfect shot. Block Vault. Get locked in. And Glendale, the biggest and toughest 3D targets in the universe. Scent Blocker Most Wanted is brought to you by Ford and your quality Ford dealers. Premier Farm Realty Group. Own a slice of America's heartland. Nocturnal Lighted Knocks. Switch on accuracy. Cuddyback. Designed in the USA with quarter-second trigger speed. And Gilbert's Taxidermy, the official taxidermist of Scent Blocker Most Wanted.
Scotty and I are back at the blind with our pine branch out in front, and we've got a shooter stag in sight. Now, he's obviously in range. He's back and forth in here within 25 to 40 yards. But the bad thing is, he keeps quartering to me. And that's a bad shot on any big game animal, and that's not one I'm willing to take on a red stag. I am gonna sit here and wait until I get a broadside shot. And that's all right with me. Everything's perfect, there's no way he can smell us, and we've got plenty of time. Well, I tell you, I just can't tell you how much I've enjoyed this trip over here, and we're not done yet. My little buddy Josh here is up next, but I want to tell you what, Scotty, you guys have the best crew.
Well, thank you.
The accommodations, the camaraderie, the food, the animals. And, you know, harvesting animals is a necessary evil, you know, to control population thing. And the best thing about stags to me is how good they taste. And you guys eat a lot of it here. So I don't think that thing's probably gonna go far, but we ought to probably give him 30 minutes.
Yep.
Just to make sure. But like you said, the way that was pouring out of there, I bet you
there'll be a pile of blood right there.
He's not far, and it's not gonna be hard to find the blood trail. Look here, and there, he should. Just from my experience in a blood trail like that, he should.
Trails down through here.
With my arrow.
What happened?
Huh? Well, you're probably wondering what happened to my bow here. And we didn't have the camera on, and I'll just tell you what happened. I knocked another arrow, and I pulled back. And as I was letting up, my D loop broke, and with that, threw my string off the cams. But as you can see from that eastern arrow, that raged broadhead, and plus the way he was gushing, the deed has been done. I don't think I'll be needing this bow again on this trip. If we got a press, we can fix it, but let's go find that stag. Oh man, look at that.
That's awesome.
Look at that. Let me holler to you. Hey Scotty, are you over there? Look at this width on this thing.
Look at how sharp all these points are.
He was just trying to rub his last piece of velvet off.
I'm glad he didn't. That's beautiful. I love that.
It does look neat, doesn't it?
I tell you what, man, you know, we've talked about, and Joseph Graham's just down here, that elk hunting is my #1 passion in life in hunting, and I love hunting like everything. But I think stags are #2 on my list now.
I'm glad to hear it.
Holy cow. I'm just amazed at these animals every time I see them, and the roar. Just to come and hear these beasts, you know, giving it the guttural sound, it just doesn't get old. And for those of you that love elk hunting, this happens down here in March and April during the rut in the southern hemisphere. So, you know, if you're like me and you just hate the last day that you hunt elk or the last bugle you hear from that season, well, halfway through the year, you can come down here and get your fix. It's Shane Quinn's Alpine Hunting.